Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca, and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on some interesting updates. We start with this report claiming that manager Xavi will meet Barcelona president Laporta next week to discuss contract renewal. We are going to be discussing on that as we move ahead. Then, secondly, still talking about Xavi, it has been reported that the Barca boss is planning experiments for Barcelona's remaining games in La Liga to give chances to fringe players. We are also going to be discussing more on that. So guys, as we get right into the story in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. It has been a memorable first full season in charge for FC Barcelona manager Xavi Hernandez, having taken over the reins of the club under difficult circumstances back in November 2021. The 43-year-old legend navigated the team to a second-place finish in La Liga, which appeared a long shot when he replaced Ronald Koeman. This time around though, Xavi has done one better and led Barcelona to the La Liga crown, ending a three-season drought at Spotify Camp Nou. And he has done so with 4 games still left to be played, and several records broken along the way. Along with the league title, Xavi has also led Barca to the Spanish Super Cup triumph at the expense of rivals Real Madrid. While the European campaign might have been disappointing, the manager's work has been lauded by those within the club and outside, and as such, talks about a contract renewal have been doing the rounds for a while now. And according to Sport, Xavi is set to meet with Barcelona president Joan Laporta next week to continue discussions over a new contract, and no problems are expected in reaching an agreement. Xavi's current contract with Barca runs until 2024, and Laporta has already gone public with his desire to hand him a renewal. However, concrete talks are put on hold until the La Liga title was in the bag, which is done now. So, discussions over his extension will renew imminently, with the Blaugrana hoping to tie down the manager until 2026. Xavi made financial sacrifices when he joined the club in November 2021, knowing that the Catalan Giants were not in the pinkest of health economic-wise, and he would be open to adjusting his salary demand again. So there are unlikely to be any hurdles in negotiations, and the club hope to close this operation as quickly as possible. Of course, there have been talk about Xavi extending his contract. Laporta have been happy and saying that he really needs to extend the contract of Xavi. Even before the La Liga title was won, the president have been lauding his praise for Xavi in public statements, and even went as far as saying that even if Xavi didn't win La Liga, or even if Xavi doesn't win La Liga, he still will extend his contract. But of course, we knew that Barca's La Liga race was just to lose, because we have been leading this La Liga for a very long time, being top of the table. And against Espanyol last Sunday, we finally got it, which was something to be happy about. First La Liga title after 4 years. Of course, now reports are saying Barcelona want to extend the contract, and Xavi will meet President Laporta next week, and everything might be finalized. Just hoping that there shouldn't be any complications when we talk about the salary, the longevity of Xavi, and so on and so forth. But I think all those things are all expected to go smoothly when we talk about the negotiations that will take place when Xavi meets the president to discuss his contract extension. Of course, Xavi, a big congrats to him. Credit must be given to where credit is due. I think even though Barca fans have not had the best season like how most expected, but I think getting this La Liga title with 4 games to go is a great step ahead. We all know that we can't just suddenly appear from nowhere and say we are back. Barca can't just be back. It's a process. It's a transition, by the way. It's a transition. So I think gradually, slowly but surely, we are getting where we want to go. We are getting where we belong. Of course, we have never really had that stand since in the days of Luis Enrique and Pep Guardiola, but hopefully Xavi should be the man to take us there. Even though there are some people who don't believe that Xavi is that guy, but I think in his first full season in charge, winning the league title, I think he has done a marvelous job. And let's appreciate him for that, guys. Honestly, I think let's see how next season will be, because if next season comes, Barcelona wins La Liga again, or maybe go to the Champions League and miraculously wins it, then why shouldn't we praise Xavi for his good works? Yeah, I think he's a good manager, but there are still a little aspects of inexperience that we still see. It is very visible when Xavi coaches, especially in European games. There's a lot of inexperience by Xavi in his decision making that hopefully next season he can realize that and he can correct his mistakes. Because when you learn from your mistakes, nobody have a problem with you. But if you continue to do your mistakes again and again because of you think you know best, then that is where your failure starts. Then on to the final story of discussion. With the La Liga title soon up with 4 games still left to be played, Barcelona manager Xavi Hernandez now has free reign to play his tactics and lineups and giving chances to players who, have not been used regularly this term. And as per Sergi Capdevila of Sport, Xavi is planning some major experiments for Barcelona's remaining 4 league games, as he plans to give some French players an opportunity to make a case for themselves and their future at the club. Players like Eric Garcia, Pablo Torre, Frank Kessié, Ferran Torres, and Ansu Fati, who have not started many games during the course of the campaign, will be getting opportunities in the remaining matches. One of the experiments that manager Xavi is planning to use is Garcia in midfield in the pivot position. The Spaniard already played that role against Elche and impressed, and the manager wants to assess whether he can be a reliable option as a number 6 on a regular basis. Meanwhile, Xavi is also planning to utilize Marcos Alonso in his natural left back role, having used him more as a left-sided centre back for the majority of the appearances this season. It would suggest that Alejandro Balde could be given some rest. There are also plans to use Frankisi on a more advanced role to see what he can offer. The Ivorian is one of several first-team players to be linked with an exit and will be aiming to make the most of these opportunities to try and convince the club to retain him. Pablo Torre is another player whose future hangs in the balance as he is linked with a loan exit, but the young star is keen to remain at the club and will be looking to capitalize on the minutes he gets in the upcoming matches. The plan is to use him in the role that Pedri essays for the club, meaning the 19-year-old could act as one of the primary creative hubs for Barca. As for attack, even though Robert Lewandowski has the Pichichi Trophy on his mind, Xavi could utilize Ansu in the number 9 role in the upcoming matches while fielding Ferran out wide on the left side. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.